Welcome back to the Mike Chandler Show. We are here with a special guest today. Something out of the ordinary. We got a world champion dirt bike GNCC. What's other?
Sprint Enduro.
Excuse me. I'm not up on all this sprint enduro. Johnny Girroir.
Yep.
He's been getting me all day. I have been pronouncing his name wrong. I said, man, I'm just a hillbilly from West Virginia. You got to help me with that. But yeah, man, my dad lives here in Hernando, Florida. And honestly, we were sitting here the other day checking out his house, and this guy come up, and we sort of met him. His name's Bill. And he got to talking to me. He's like, hey, man, I got a practice track next door. You know, we was talking about my son running. My son runs the GNCC series as well. You know, he's 8 years old. Runs in. I was like, yeah. He's like, I got a bunch of guys over there practicing right now. And I was like, well, who are they? And they was like, GNCC pros. And I was like, what? And I called my son, and he was like, and I told him your name. He's like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, we got to go check it out. And we went over and checked you out today. Derek made a reel for you, and here we are. We got a podcast going. And man, I just want to tell you, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you're training. You got a lot going on. You're like, all right, I'm gonna go do this random podcast with this random dude I met. I don't know what you probably thought about it, but I just want to tell you, man, I really appreciate you coming over and taking the time out of your day. I know you got two little ones, and your wife's over there, and she's probably like, you know. So I'm taking dinner time away from him.
Yeah, my first thought, honestly, was, man, I've seen a lot of movies in airplane hangars, and
yeah,
they don't usually end too well.
Right.
No, it's cool.
Let's hope this ends well.
Yeah, it was awesome meeting you guys, and yeah, stoked to get the edit out there and to come on the podcast. Yeah,
like I said, man, I really appreciate it. So what's going on? So you're down here, you're practicing. Tell a little bit about what you're doing this year, what your plans are for your racing this year.
Yeah, I'm contracted this year to race GNCC and US Sprint Enduro. We're down here with the guys and stuff, the KTM and Husky group, just training off season. It's cold in North Carolina. It's actually cold down here right now, but it's a lot warmer than back home. And I'm originally from Massachusetts, so it's a lot warmer than there. But yeah, just down here, grabbing some of this warm weather, and yeah, just doing the off-season thing and getting ready for the year.
It's not every day you get to wear a KTM toboggan in Florida, and he took his chance right here on the Mike Chandler podcast. So you ride for KTM? Is that what's you want to mention that? Or?
So I've rode a KTM most of my career. From 2013 to 2017, I was on a KTM 300, and then 18 kind of got introduced to the national scene. Got picked up by Rod Marshall. He owns a crane company out in Indiana, and MCS was the name of his team, and Marshall Crane Service, name of his business too. I'm assuming. So, yeah, rode the Suzuki for a year, back to KTM, got picked up through Trail Jesters, Ross Murray. I've known him for a while. He's lives in New York, I think it is. He just loves the racing industry and has helped a couple other New Englanders, Josh Toth and Ben Kelly, come on to the GNCC and national circuit too. And so then, yeah, 1 year on Suzuki, back on KTM for 19. That's when we were talking, got that lung infection, missed most of the year.
I seen that in an article. I was like, what was up with that?
Yeah, just living in Indiana, and raced Steel Creek. I think it was the third round of GNCC. XC2 Pro, got on the podium, I think second. Drove, from North Carolina to Indiana Sunday night. Monday hung out. I think it was Tuesday at noon. My wife now, it was my girlfriend. We drove to Walmart, got food and stuff for the week. Gonna live at the training facility all week. Started getting hot and cold flashes. Thought I was sick. Thought I had the flu. I went and laid down on the couch after Walmart, kind of tried to sleep it off. Felt, I guess, a little better when I woke up. Not really. Went to bed. 2 a.m, woke up, couldn't breathe. Felt like someone was stabbing me in the chest. Scared for my life. I was like, Selena, you got to take.
I can imagine.
Yeah. I said, you got to take me to the hospital right now. Went there. They did all sorts of blood tests, heart tests, MRIs. They're like, we can't find nothing wrong with you. Like, you can go home. And I said, well, I didn't just come here for fun. at 2 a.m. I said, something's wrong with me. So they're like, all right, we'll do a CAT scan. CAT scan, and then doctor comes in, shuts the door, serious look on his face. I'm like, oh man, what's going on? And he's like, oh, you got a tumor in your right lung or in your chest. We think you got cancer.
Ooh.
So then I was told I had cancer for 2 weeks. Yeah, they took a biopsy, and went in right here in my throat, and snowballed into a really big mess. They ended up losing the biopsy, and just all the doctors were on a different page. Wasn't really getting good feelings being there. I was there for 2 weeks. I said, all right,
Time for a second opinion.
Yeah, it's time for a second opinion. My older cousin, actually, I grew up riding with, he got cancer, pretty bad, rare form, and Boston's like top 3 in the country for cancer hospitals.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I was like, I want to go there.
Okay.
If I got cancer, that's where I want to go. And got there, found out I didn't have cancer. Boston told me they actually admitted that they lost the biopsy that they took of me, and it was just a big mess. But yeah, ended up being a lung infection, a 7-centimeter lung infection in my right lung, and it just got so big it was putting pressure on everything, and every time my heart beat, it felt like I was getting stabbed with a knife. And I've shattered my pelvis and took 2 helicopter rides and broke my arm and my shoulder, cut the nerve in half. I couldn't use my hand for like a year and a half. I had to learn how to use all my fingers.
How long ago was this?
Arm. I think I was 10 years old.
Oh, okay, so this is
ruined my
before.
arm.
Okay.
Yeah. Lost all feeling from my shoulder.
Did it do something to your radial nerve? Because I messed up my arm and the radial nerve.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's numb down through here on mine.
I'm not numb anymore. But
So
I
you-
lost all feeling from my shoulder.
And
down.
how long did that last, you say?
A while. It took me like a year and a half
Lot
to
of
learn
therapy.
how to use
Okay.
my fingers. But I was young. I was 10 years
Right.
old, so it
grows back.
Shit grows
Yeah.
back
Yeah,
faster
yeah.
then. And I'm not saying I cut the nerve in half. The bone sliced the nerve. The bone came out of my
Just severed
armpit.
it a little bit.
Yeah.
Just severed it a little bit.
So I went into surgery, and the doctor was like, "We could possibly amputate your arm." And I was like, "Oh, don't tell me that.
Right.
Just fix my arm. I'm
Yeah.
10 years old. I
Exactly.
need my arm."
Yeah, that would be scary
And then
as
I
shit
was
at 10.
told, I was told I'd never ride a dirt bike again, and never be normal again, and stuff like that. And
So you went through some
my
crazy
arms
health
working
things
good.
here.
Yeah.
You know, 10 all the way up until,
Yeah.
I guess, when was it with the airway issue?
The airway was the lung infection, so that was 2019.
And that was right in the midst of you were in GNCC and the
Yeah, I
sprint.
just started the year before in 18, and then did bad all year. Got 2 podiums with the Suzuki, and then tore my MCL a little bit, so I missed the last round or 2 of that. And then 19 snowballed on me, and then 20 I was battling Craig DeLong for the XC2 championship is what we call it. It's Pro 250, and knocked myself out with like a round and a half to go with the points leader plate. Ended up handing Craig that championship.
Damn,
And
man.
then 21, everything went my way. I won like 9 races, and
That's the year you
clinched
won
it
the first
early.
one, right?
Yeah, got the 250
You was a freak that year, I
championship.
hear.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
You couldn't lose.
Yeah.
Like I
and-
said, before doing this, I was like, I'm gonna go read. Like I said, I didn't follow this well, but I am now.
Yeah.
Since my son's over at GNCC, and he would love to, I'm sure, one day be a pro just like you.
Yeah.
And I went and read some articles and seen some stuff. I was like, man, I gotta get a podcast. With you,
Yeah,
man.
for
You're well
sure.
known, and like I said, really appreciate it. But I'd like to start back and go back to your younger years. Where were you born? So let's talk about like where you're from, where you were born. Let's hear about your childhood, what you remember of it.
Yeah.
We'll go there. Like, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from. I was born in Holyoke, but I'm lived and grew up in Southwick, Massachusetts, about a mile away from the MX338 motocross track.
Okay.
Small town. Elementary school, middle school, high school, all surrounds the track. I could probably throw a rock at the track from any of those schools.
So you was destined.
Grew up.
You was destined to
yeah,
ride a dirt
just
bike.
looking at the dirt bike
And your dad
track
rode,
out the
I think,
window.
too.
My dad rode. His mom wouldn't let him have a bike till he could afford it. Little funny story. He bought his own bike, was wheeling up and down the road, got chased by the cops,
Cool story.
ran home, shut the garage door, was hiding in the garage, and yeah, my grandma, I guess, didn't think it was that cool and ratted him out and said, he's in the garage, go get him. And I was like, man, I was like, my mom would have never did that to us. She'd have been like, get lost.
You know, some of them are tough like that, man. Learn his lesson. He's got to be taught, you know? So.
We've had, me and my brother have had our trucks. My brother ran the cops through the cornfield at the back of our house, and there was corn stalks hanging out of the bottom of it and mud dripping off in the driveway.
Your brother ran from the cops?
Yeah, and he's hiding in the house, and the cops go up and go, hey, where's your son? And my mom's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Get out of here.
Yeah. Your mom ain't gonna rat him out. Yeah. So have you ran from the cops?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
He don't want to admit it on a podcast, but let's not talk too much details about it. Was you on a dirt bike?
No, I was in my white Duramax, and I was weird being knuckleheads.
You got to tell us everything.
And, yeah, I won't
I'm just
tell
too
you
late.
everything. But
it's far enough along.
We were going down 202 right in Southwick. Right in Southwick, coming in the other lane. There's headlights coming at me. The blue lights come on. It was Kreka, the K9 cop in town. It was a really small town. Everyone knows each other.
So were you like
in
16?
that town. No, probably like 18 or so. Yeah.
So you was doing some.
Yeah.
You doing some wild shit at 18?
We came from a country concert. There was
there you go. Yeah.
Like 5 coolers in the back of the truck. There was a lot of stuff in the truck.
Yeah, you didn't want to get caught.
Yeah. So the blue lights are coming at me, and I'm going this way, and I'm like, by the time he turns around, get lost, buddy. So it was Kreka, the K9 cop, and he knew it was me, but he couldn't catch me. But he told one of my buddies, he said, tell Johnny I'm not impressed.
So how fast did you get that? Was you say you was in a Duramax?
Duramax. Yeah, I had a pretty sick, it was a short bed, cab and a half, deleted, EFI live. This kid from Connecticut, I bought it. There was like 7 of us buddies with Duramaxes in town, and this white truck smoked all of theirs. I'm telling you, it was a rat rod. It was all zip tied up under the hood. Like, it was not a.
This guy could have been on Street Outlaws
truck,
too.
But yeah, it was a fast truck.
Yeah.
When you hit the gas, it puts you in the seat. It was a fast truck.
When you get you drag racing.
Smaller rims, like 17-inch rims. It went fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How fast do you think you got it going?
I varied the speedometer, so I mean down the
so
highway.
So how do you lose?
Stuff,
what I'm saying is, how do you lose a cop, dude? Like you said, like he had to turn around and come back. So he was like, "Fuck it, I'm
coming
gunning
at
it.
me," and
fuck it, I'm
it's
gunning
my
it.
hometown, and
you know the way around. You're like, shit, and then the cop's like, "I know that motherfucker."
Yeah, we actually went to my buddy John's Christmas tree farm and kind of hung out there. And, yeah.
So when did you first start riding? Like, how old were you when you were like
2.5 to 3? Me and my brother did it a little bit earlier than me, but we had a PW50 with training wheels and a rope tied around the back fender, and my dad ran behind us in the yard, and it was pretty cool. And then I got that idea and got Ziggy riding, but Ziggy's blew me and my brother out of the water, and I stuck a jump rope.
Yeah, I hear he's doing good already.
Yeah.
Like, how old is Ziggy's your son, right?
He's 3, about 3.5 now. He'll turn 4 July 16th.
He runs a STACYC class on GNCC?
He does not. He got a STACYC, and he just did burnouts everywhere and blew the motor out of it. And I told him, well, that's your one STACYC. You can ride a real bike. And he's got the E2. It's an electric bike too, but a lot less maintenance and stuff. And I think the STACYCs, honestly, they're really good, and it's awesome that GNCC has the races and stuff. But
it's hard for them
being
to run
honest,
there, right?
they're a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
They
always
fall
got something
apart,
going
they
on.
break,
I had one for my
no
son, so
suspension, and then when they actually can ride them and they have some talent like Ziggy does, he's just going to beat the piss out of it, and it's probably going to end up breaking every time he rides or every other time he rides. So I put him on the E2, I charge the battery, I take the battery off, I put the battery in the bike, and he goes, and he's been riding that thing like a rebel, and there's pretty much 0 to no maintenance. So that's where I'm at.
So you think he's going to follow in your footsteps?
If he wants to.
Are you the type of dad that's just going to let him go his way, or are you going to be like, hey, let's do this? You know, that's sort of hard, you know, because I'm sure you grew up with your dad like.
It is.
You know.
But my dad always was like, hey, you want to do this? Let's do it. I got a couple of rules. Don't quit out there. If you quit, we're loading this ship up and we're going home. And he was a pretty strict dad. He was, we were young. I lost him at 14, so we were,
Oh, wow. We're gonna talk about that if you want.
Yeah, for sure. We were, under 10 years old at the races and stuff, and hanging out with buddies. And as a kid, you want to go do what your buddies are doing and stuff. And it was like 8, 9 o'clock. You're in the camper. If you don't want to be in the camper and you don't want to race, we'll sell your dirt bike so you can go home and you can hang out with your friends.
He was tough.
And
on that, yeah.
and it was good. It made me the person I am today. And he spent a lot of money, and we had the big A-class motorhome. And me and my brother at one point had 265s and 285s a piece. No, not tricked out parts or anything. These are all stock with some numbers on them and
But
stuff.
you was living
they're
a good
brand
life.
new bikes.
But you was living a good life.
living the good life. Yeah. And he's like, hey, we're gonna do this, and you're gonna race. But he never was like screaming at us when we came off the track, like you didn't do good enough, or you didn't like, you know what I mean? You didn't hit that corner good, or anything like that. He's just wanted to see us try and put some effort into it and don't quit. And yeah, just he was strict.
Now your brother rides too?
He used to ride. He kind of gave it up when my dad passed away. It was emotionally tough for both of us, obviously, to be at the races and shit.
Everything reminds you of your dad.
Yeah, we did as a family growing up.
Right.
And yeah, he just didn't want to be there. And he rides for fun and stuff, and trail rides. And he was actually faster than me growing up. Like when we were on 85s on a motocross track, he was faster than me, or if not, we were the same speed or so. But he's very talented too, and could have did something with it. But yeah, he took the death of my dad the hardest out of the three of us. I have a younger sister that's about 25 now, I would say. But he just kind of just spun the wrong way on it.
How old was your brother?
Couldn't get 14 months older than me, so he's 31. I'm 30.
He's back up north.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So what about your mom? Was she involved, or was she supportive of you riding dirt bikes at young ages, or how was she as a mother with you in this sport?
Yeah, she was good. I mean, she went to the races with us all the time, and she was a stay-at-home mom. That's a very big job I'm learning now with two of my own, a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Especially since you're doing this podcast right now and she's taking care of the kids and you practiced all day.
Yeah.
I'll make it quick. Yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry, wife.
Oh, yeah. She'll have my throat later. No, I'm just kidding. No. Yeah, she was cool with it. She went to all the races with us. She used to, bring me and my brother down the track. My dad actually graded the Southwick track for a while, and she'd bring us down there on lunch break and stuff, and we'd have lunch as a whole family, my dad, or on the job sites at houses he was building or whatnot. And she'd bring us down there, down to the Southwick track or other places with our, 65s and stuff. And she was definitely, I would say, cool with it. A moto mom, all for it.
She was there cooking out and stuff and helping feed everyone.
Yeah, she was on board.
Your dad, it sounds like he was a builder. So you grew up as your dad, like construction?
He grew, not a builder. He did dirt work.
Dirt work,
So he would strip lots, stump them, septics, driveways. He had a couple bulldozers. Excavation. A couple excavators. He had.
That's why you said that earlier.
Yeah, mini, a big excavator, a track skid steer, a big dozer, a small dozer, triaxle, a loader. He had pretty much, anything you could think of.
So
in the
you
dirt
grew
world.
up maybe riding dirt bikes and working
running that equipment. I mean, we were 6, 8 years old, and my dad had us on the job sites, like filling in the porches, like dumping a bunch of sand in the porch on the front of a foundation and stuff. And me and my brother, man, we were tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of experience at an early age running equipment?
Yeah. He would stick us in the big excavator, like when he cleared a lot, way in the back corner, and just sit there and dig for hours and dig this huge stump hole, as deep as the excavator would go.
And you lost your dad at 14?
14. He was a healthy guy. He played football in high school and stuff, was good at it. And rode dirt bikes with us and mountain biked with us. And I'm not saying he was like, in tip-top crazy shape.
Right, but he wasn't out of shape.
Yeah, he was not out of shape. He was, when he passed away, he was doing a 2-hour mountain bike ride with his buddies, Poacher 27. He owns a race series up north. You might hear of it. And then Hellion Design, Lee was like his best friend they got pictured together in the yearbook in like elementary school. And he was with those guys. Lee paints helmets, Hellion Design, and yeah, he just gasped for air and at the end of a 2-hour mountain bike ride and fell off the back of his bike. And it was just like a weird thing with his heart. His heart like skipped a beat. I'm not sure exactly what to call it, but I mean, yeah, he was an in shape dude, and it all just, yeah.
So what was, when that happened, you know, you was going to the racetrack, how often did you race then?
We were racing like NEMA or NEMEX, probably like, I don't know, 10 to 15 little local motocross races a year, something like that.
So how did you continue with the passing of your dad? Did you continue racing, or did you take some time off, or did you have someone step in, help out, or?
Yeah, so I took a little bit of time off. Was cutting trees with my buddy Tyler. So cool story. Tyler's dad was my dad's best friend, older than him, like 10 to 15 years, mentor, big brother, whatever you want to call it. And he was our neighbor. He owned 60 acres and we owned 40 acres. Well, his son, Tyler, I cut trees with him, and he was like 10 or 15 years older than me. And he was like my, you know, best friend / big brother, more like a big brother, more like family, like would, you know, do anything for me, take a bullet for me, whatever. So he actually bought me a YZ 252 stroke, this old clapped out bike, after my dad passed away. And I ended up winning that first J-Day championship in 2012 on that. But he passed away like a year after, so he kind of took me under his wing, just made life feel all right again, you know.
And he passed away as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like pretty much a year after my dad passed away. We're on a job in Agawam, and he got crushed by a tree.
Oh my God.
We were doing a storm tree.
I seen a video somewhere on YouTube that you was riding somewhere, and they were talking about like you was riding for those two, you know, your dad and someone else. It might have been that guy.
Yeah,
because it was like in
Tyler.
2013. This video that I seen.
Yep.
Say that I know that he's riding with those guys by his side.
Yeah.
So it must have been about your dad and him.
Yep. Best friend, big brother, whatever, you know, more of a brother than a friend. And so I just kind of lost those guys, man, and hit home, and I didn't race for a year or two, and after I lost my you know, friend there, Tyler, I think I locked myself in my bedroom for like a week straight. I wouldn't talk to anybody, and I was just like, there's like, I don't know, nothing about me wanted to live life anymore. I was like, I just don't care anymore. And then I feel like that's how, like, I was pretty ruthless as a child, and I've had a much different path than a lot of people, and I think that's where it came from. Like, I just wasn't in it. It might sound bad me saying it, but I wasn't scared to die. I wasn't scared that I had a lot of purpose in life and a lot of family and stuff, but just losing my dad and then watching my best friend get crushed right in front of me, and, you know, 14, 15 years old. Like, I just was like, life's like I don't really care about life. Like, and then I just turned into, like a lot of people know in New England, and if you're watching this, the Southwick wild child, and just ruthless. I was a really ruthless kid, and I think that, you know, it just had a lot to do with, I wasn't scared to live life. I wasn't scared to really die, honestly, and it might sound bad, but
he was a big risk taker.
Yeah,
at the time,
I didn't care. I just lived a really different life.
Yeah. So I can imagine, like, your best friend, your dad, you're basically your best friend too, and all in the matter of what, 2 years?
Yeah.
I can relate, you know, because I lost my mom, my grandma, and then my grandpa within a 2.5 year span. So it sucks.
Life's tough.
So what sort of was like, all right, I got to get myself back on track? What sort of got you out of? Did you just grow out of it, or was there someone that come into your life? You know, at that time, you said you was a little reckless.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
was there a sport that you started playing? Like,
I mean, I was racing J-Days and stuff, and doing really good and winning, and I won 5 championships up there, like I said. But I was riding that train on the tracks, off the tracks, and just hanging around with the wrong crowd for the path I wanted to be on. And yeah, I got sucked into the partying and stuff, and the drugs and all my accidents and stuff as a young kid, and you know, big surgeries.
I know you might
and
not want
stuff.
to talk about it, but did you develop a little bit of an addiction?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was full blown. I was hooked on
You don't have to say it. But
I was hooked on painkillers. Yeah, and all the stuff. I mean, I did the whole party scene, and
was you still riding? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, I was racing, winning.
Okay.
I won all those J-Day championships, partying and stuff, and yeah, not just lightly partying, like every day. And
just shows you how talented you really are.
Yeah,
You're just a freak out there.
my wife is the one that pulled me away from it, man. And I fought her for 3 to 5 years on this stuff, and she was just hounding me. And,
So your wife
yeah,
didn't give up on you
yeah,
and stayed with you.
yeah.
Y'all listen to this.
She pulled me away from that. We moved, you know, I
Right.
moved to Indiana, and we did long distance for like 3 years, but
So you got to give her credit, right?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. She helped me become.
We all
the
need a good woman.
person. Yeah,
I need to listen to your advice. But
she helped me become the person I am today. And the you know, the partying wasn't just because it was cool and stuff. I mean, it helped me not think about the death of my dad at 14 and then watching my best friend.
Yeah.
I mean, I play that image in my head every day. I can see him getting crushed. Like, it's not like.
So you were actually there on scene.
Yeah, oh yeah. I was running the mini excavator with the rope in the tree. I was pulling the tree and he was cutting it. Like, I was part of it. So part of me feels like I could have killed him, you know? And I was a 14-year-old kid, and we did this every day for years, and same shit every day, same situation, you know, same thing. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary. And it was just a storm tree, and it split and spun and it went crazy. It wasn't like it was anything out of the normal, you know.
You were how old then?
14.
And he was
Or
14?
15.
14?
He owned his own business, very successful person. He was 25 to 30 years old. Had 5 employees. I mean, had one of the biggest, best tree companies in town or around at the time, and anyone around could have told you that. You know, it wasn't like he didn't know what he was doing. He cut trees since he was a little squirt, for his dad owned a tree business, and then he started his own tree business,
Yeah.
and his dad's like, this little peckerhead's taking all my work.
He was good at marketing then, probably. Good.
And his dad was old school and had big tiger cats and skitters, and he'd be tearing people's yards up, and
He had a
Tyler
better way.
did the new age, and we were all raking people's lawns perfect and making
So him
out
and his dad
neat
probably
and-
got in a little bit of arguments every now and then. Because that's how I am with me and my dad.
For sure, but we'd go take his dad's shit when we needed it,
Yeah.
like his bucket truck or something. And
His dad wouldn't get mad?
no, they were
sneak it out?
They were friendly, but you know what I mean. Yeah,
I get it.
It was a crazy family.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, Carrie actually he's a wild man. Like,
Does
there's
Carrie
some
his dad?
stories, but he tapped his kid, Tyler's older brother, tapped him. He said, I just tapped him with a metal shovel, and he made the news or the front page of the newspaper.
He did more than
something like
tap
that. Yeah, he goes, I just tapped
Nailed
him,
the
buddy.
fuck out of him. Yeah.
He snapped the state fingers cop off for pointing in his face at this traffic stop. This guy, I got stories freaking for days. This guy's nuts.
So your best friend that you were talking about was older than you, like by 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay, and his name again was Tyler?
Tyler Granfield, and then his dad was Kerry Granfield, and my dad grew up with his dad, and he was like 10 or 15 years older than my dad.
Oh, so it was like
It's cool, yeah. It's
deja
like,
vu all over again.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I get the connection now.
Yeah.
Did he ride bikes too? You said
He a little bit. Tyler had a bike.
but he was
had
more
a-
about making money in business, probably.
Yeah, exactly. We rode for fun. I watched him go in the lake in the middle of winter. We sent this snowmobile across. He never made it. Hit a bunch of geese, drowned his snowmobile. We were going to a bonfire across the lake, and we're like, come back if there's open ice. He never came back, so we took off across the lake to the bonfire. I just watched him disappear. But he had this the old YZ. I forget what it is. And then he had 2 old KTMs. He had a 525 and a 520. He actually bought the 525 off my dad, but we'd stud him up and go rip across the lake. And we had his Yamaha geared down like a 42 toothback sprocket on the back, and
So the lake's always just freezing over and stuff up there, right?
Yeah,
Y'all ride across them, no
right
problem?
in South, like 5 minutes from my house, the lake would freeze, and we'd go make ice tracks out there and whatever. They'd have the big snowdeo every year. There'd be thousands of people out there on snowmobiles, and it was cool.
So did you play any like high school sports, junior high, or you just didn't have time?
No, I
Always riding and doing business stuff.
No, I didn't. I actually dropped out of high school. I dropped out in 9th grade after my dad passed away, and then I watched my best friend get crushed. I left school.
He was like, "Fuck it."
Yeah, went to work.
That's what my dad did. My dad, I mean, he's successful now. He dropped out in 9th grade.
Yeah,
Same exact thing.
And never made it to a high school gym class. Never made it to prom. Never experienced really anything about high school. To be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
looking back on that now, I mean,
yeah.
You cool with your decision, or you wish
I'm
you would?
good. Yeah, I don't think you need school to be successful.
Right.
in life.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing.
I think a lot of
you
the
just
stuff
probably
they
missed
teach you is
a
bullshit.
little bit of the bullshit experiences, like you said, prom.
I didn't get to experience that as a kid, but I missed a lot of stuff as a child.
Well,
honestly.
if it makes you feel any better, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I don't remember it, so you're good.
Yeah.
So your wife now, you met, you're giving her all the credit, which I can tell by the story, the way it's going.
Yeah.
She is probably the one that's got you in the right direction.
Oh, yeah.
How did you meet her? Where did she come from? She's an angel come from somewhere.
We met at a J-Day, a race actually. She's only lived an hour from me. We had mutual friends, known Josh Greisen and a couple other people. I've known him my whole life. He used to ride and we used to party together and stuff. And she was good friends with her. He was good friends with her and good friends with me. And I was driving the water truck around, and she made a comment like, "Oh, the water truck guy," or just made a comment like that. And Josh was like, "Oh, Johnny." He's like, "Oh, I'll go talk to him." And he comes up and he's like, "Hey, this is Selena." And she's like, "No, Josh." And kind of how we met. Just driving the water truck around, working one of the J-Day off-road races, and kind of I guess.
And you were still a little wild child then?
Yeah, wild child. Yeah, a mess. And kind of met like that. We hung out a couple times. Kind of was like, man, I was getting out of a toxic relationship, and I was like, I don't want a relationship right now. So I just ghosted her, and it was like 3-4 months down the road. She texted me. She's like, hey, what's your fucking problem? And I was like, I don't really have a problem. I said, you're a nice girl, and I've been catching feelings for you fast, and I don't want a relationship right now. And she's like, well, I don't want a relationship either. And I was like, all right, cool. I want to hang out. And she's like, no, fuck you. And the next day she's like, all right, let's hang out. And we've been together ever since. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. So you were how old when you first got together again?
2017.
2017. So you're 20 somewhere.
Yeah, 21, 22,
okay.
Something like that.
You guys were together for how long before you had Ziggy?
27, so 6 years or so, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And y'all been together for a total of?
I would say close to 9, coming up on 9 years now. Eight.
And
8
when
years
have you, like, what age were you like, all right, I'm gonna go full time into riding dirt bikes? This is what I want to do. Like, what made you like? Was there people that know? Obviously, you're a freak of nature. You're talented, very talented. People was like trying to pick you up.
Yeah.
What age were you like, hey, I can make this my career?
I would say, so it'd have to do with Ross from Trail Jesters and my buddies from Connecticut. We didn't know each other our whole childhood, but I've known them for a while. Josh Choate and Ben Kelly, and they're really, really good riders, obviously. But I grew up kind of, ahead of them, I guess, in age or in class or whatever it is. I think me and Ben are close. Josh is a little bit younger by a year or two, nothing crazy. But they started doing the GNCCs with Ross and started doing really good and getting on podiums and stuff. And I was like, man, and not disrespectfully or anything like that, but I was sitting there scratching my head like, man, if they could do it, I could do it.
Right.
Josh and Ben gave me the idea in motivation that, hey, let's go try to race GNCC. I don't think I would have ever did it if they didn't. I would have, won my 5 championships in pro class in New England, maybe stayed there and went to work, because that's what I did my whole childhood. So I would say it was around when they started doing good, 15, 16, it started dawning on me, like, hey, and then like 16, 17, I'm like, hey, like I need to start making some smarter life decisions. But I couldn't because I was a kid and I was having fun and never
were only
wanted
like
to miss
20,
the party.
21 then, right?
And yeah, just
Fear of missing out.
yeah, fear of missing out. Had everything going for me. I was a
FOMO.
multi-pro champion in New England, and everything was easy for me. And talking to people was easy for me, and talking to girls, and it was all just, it was a fun time.
Right, right.
So I was like, man, I really need to start making better life decisions. And yeah, and then I met Selena. She came to a J Day in 2017, and then you know, we started hanging out and kind of missed a couple months there, and then yeah, and then I guess, you know, when we started getting serious and shit, she started finding out more and more about who I really was and what I was up to and what I was trying to hide and what I was, you know.
So you was currently still doing some of that stuff while y'all were in the beginning?
I mean, not like
not hardcore.
not like needed it in the morning when I woke up,
right.
but like for fun,
Party
yeah,
lifestyle.
dabbling here and there, yeah, all the time, yeah. I just, it's all I knew since I was, you know, 14, 15 years old. I had a rough childhood.
So did you just ride for a living then? I'm trying to figure out like how you were making a living at that time. What was you doing?
I worked. I cut trees. I made $750 cash a week at like 14, 15 years old. And then I worked construction. I worked for Pierce state rate. We were making like $44 an hour. I roofed with my buddy Terrence. I framed houses for 2 years with my uncle Tommy. And then I was racing those J Days, taking like $500 to $1,000 on average home a weekend and spending it all.
Okay. What year was you like, all right, this is where I'm trying to get at. Like, what year was you like, I'm full time? Like when you could say I could do this full time, you got the sponsorships, you got people backing you. What year? Like, how did that happen? Did you go straight into pro?
No. So like 2018, I was racing and like getting my card declined at the grocery store. Selena was sending me money. She was working 3 jobs at the time, just trying to buy plane tickets and just trying to see each other because we were long distance, like I said, for 3 years. And then I lived with, in 19, I lived in Josh Toast's driveway in his camper, still didn't have a pot to piss in. Card was getting declined at the grocery store. I was asking him for money. I borrowed money from Ben before 2020, and then I would say 21 was like when I first got my first like salary and on a factory team, and like wasn't so stressed about finances anymore. So
you could just focus on riding, really hone in on you as a rider, and work on like who helps you with like your, you know, sponsorship deals, media kit. Like, is that something where you sign on with them? Like, tell us a little bit of how that works.
Yes. So, I mean, we're allowed to have one personal sponsor on our bike or gear. I can promote, I guess, in different ways or on my truck or camper, social media. But as a team, like KTM has all their team sponsors.
So you're salaried under them.
So I'm salaried under them. They are basically, or like you have to wear Alpine Star gear, helmets, stuff like that. Scott Goggles is kind of my personal deal. And then I have Bicon as a personal sponsor. But other than that, they're not really like Red Bull, Dunlop, Renthal. All those sponsors are team sponsors. Okay. So that's just, you just sign with the team, and then different teams obviously have different wiggle room. But with KTM and what I know, like, you know, that's how it goes. You wear their team stuff. And
so if somebody wanted to come up and like, hey, Johnny, I want to do like a brand deal with you on your social media. I want you to, you know, present this product on your social media. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So you're free game with that, right?
Yeah. I can do that.
It's just stuff at the track, right?
Yeah.
It's very restrictive.
And yeah. And there's certain things in the contracts. Obviously, the contracts that we sign are very lengthy and long.
Okay.
But you have to kind of dig around it a little bit. But yeah.
Okay. Let's see, where do I want to go with this? We've been talking about a lot, but there's still a little bit that I need to cover here that I wanted to ask you and I forgot.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to tell me that maybe I don't know about, you know, maybe a professional rider riding, you know, what would you want to tell like the regular person that come, like your fans, like what it's like to travel and do this? You know, some people thinks it's all,
Yeah,
easy,
it's,
glamour. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say it's awesome. I'm living my dream. I'm racing a dirt bike. It's so cool to be, I always wanted to be on Red Bull, KTM, and it's really cool and it's awesome. I'm getting paid a salary. I can support my family. I'm racing professional dirt bikes and stuff. But the other side of things you got to think about too is when you're sitting home and you're like, oh, like, I guess feeling sorry for yourself or like, I wish I was doing this, or I wish I was a professional athlete. Well, I had to step away from every friend I ever knew growing up, all my family, step away from all that to move to a place that's suitable to drive to these GNCCs and stuff. And yes, I could have did it from Massachusetts, but the closest race was like 8 hours and the farthest one was Florida, like 22 hours or something like that. It just wasn't really sustainable to do that, to where now I'm, 7 hours to Florida and 9 hours to Indiana are kind of my longer ones. I'm kind of an essential hub there. But it's really cool, but there's a lot of sacrifice and a lot of things that people don't see. And if you hate being in a vehicle, I mean, you're on the road all the time. You're always driving. So that's a very, I guess,
do you get a month off? Do you ever get like a month? Like you're like December,
like,
maybe
2 months off in the winter. Yeah. Like December, January. And then we get a month or two break.
But you're here working.
Yeah.
You're working now in January. Then.
Yeah.
It's the off season, still
ready.
working.
Yeah.
Dude, he's got a hell of a work ethic.
Yeah.
That's why I was like over there and you was the only one out there. And I was like, all right, there it is.
I'm on a little different schedule than those guys, right. But yeah.
I'm not saying that they wasn't working. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But my son knew you, and then I was like, I'll get over there and they're like, here he is, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. This is cool. I'm gonna do my best to get him on my podcast.
Yeah.
So a guy or girl out there that wants to become a pro GNCC rider, what's the path look like if they're running at their local facilities and they run some GNCC stuff as an amateur? A lot of them already know, but maybe some that's not run GNCC. What's the path look like to get to your level? Say they're 15, they're 16, 17. What is there an age limit? What about if they're 24?
No, I mean, not really. I mean, there's some you got some pros out there. I'm not old by any means, but I'm 30. You got 35-year-olds, 34-year-olds. I think I don't want to say this incorrectly, but I think Strang is, I don't know, 37 or 36. So I mean, no, I mean, if you're 24, it's not, you haven't missed the boat, and you can do anything you want in life, obviously, if you set your mind to it. I would say it's just you got to really, really want it and know. And if you're hemming and hawing about it, going back and forth, then
you're not.
You're probably gonna be working a regular job, and my mindset that I've carried throughout my life, and I think what made me successful as a professional athlete is I'm starting to not lose it, but I'm starting to figure out what's more important. But with kids and family and getting older and being able to get hurt easier, or it hurting more when I hit the ground and taking longer to recover than I was 10 years ago. But every day, man, every day I was on my bike, every race I went to, I wanted to win. I wanted to be the fastest. I just would tell myself over and over and over again, like, I want to win. And if I didn't win, I would go home and sit there, every day to the next race. Like, what could I have done different, or what did I do wrong, or
you're just naturally a freak about competition, right?
Yeah, just like never freaking. If I won by 5 seconds, I would have wanted to win by 8 seconds. And I've argued with my wife on the way home from the races. Yeah. She's like, "You won, just shut up. Yeah. Like,
be happy you won."
It's not good enough for you. Like,
but that's what sets people like you up there apart from the rest.
And that's the mindset you have to have if you want to become one of the best, or be on a factory team, or you have to never be satisfied, and always striving for the next step, always striving for more, always striving to get better.
Okay. Well, any young people out there listening, that's some great advice from you. Let's see. What does life look like? How many more years are you going to do this, you think?
I would say I told everyone I was going to quit after this year, but I like Tomac's phrase. He goes, "I'm going to quit one day, but I don't know
You
the
could
day
very
yet."
easily go another 8 to 10 years. Do you think you'll go another 8 to 10? No.
I don't think so. I'm going to sign another 2-year contract after this year, and then I'm going to see where that goes. That's my goal for right now.
What's life look like after? And I asked you this question. What would life look like after you've done this? You've done this your whole life. You've rode bikes. I get it. You've done some construction. Is that the type of path you're going to go back into once you're done with this, or
Yeah,
you want to stay in this
him
industry?
and Han about it. I definitely want to move some dirt. I got a skid steer. I was gonna get a mini excavator and kind of not do like big construction stuff, but kind of small scale like that, maybe with my kids. Thought about have a good following in New England and feel like I'm good with talking to kids and stuff. So thought about doing maybe some training camps or a little bit of training.
Yeah, I'd pay for it. For
yeah.
my son. I was going to ask you that anyways.
Yeah,
You know,
with some
let's
kids.
get ready to get to that.
Yeah,
He wants training.
some-
That's my other kid.
Yeah.
That's my adopted kid.
something like that. You know, do a little bit of different stuff.
Seemed like you'd be a good teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're teaching your son. I'm sure you help others.
yeah,
So
and just the way of just like you said with my kid, not just like not pushing him. If he wants to do it, we can do it. If he wants to burn 3 or 4 batteries in one day, we do it. And if he doesn't want to touch his bike for 2 weeks, we don't touch it. It's no rhyme or reason. It's all fun right now. And I think if you're going to sit there and, you know, there's some freaks like Deegan who's, you know, been pretty much a robot since he was a kid and stuff like that. But I don't believe in that way. I mean, I sucked on an 85 and stuff. I got smoked all in New England growing up and stuff. And then all the kids that grew up beating me and stuff, like I'm
above and
obviously
beyond them
faster
now.
now. I don't think your childhood, I don't think your 50 career plays a role in the rest of your riding career. I think there was a lot of great 50 riders that didn't amount to shit when it came to the pros. And I think there was a lot of people that weren't that good on a 50 that became champions and legends after.
do you know Diggin personally or not really?
I don't know him personally. No, I'm just using that as an example because he was a robot since he was on 50s, and it worked for him. It's awesome, but I don't see that path working most of the time. And a lot of these dads and whatever, they burn these kids out at a young age or make them want nothing to do with racing because they're so hard on them or screaming at them or you know, hounding them, and then they're like, they find out that what a license is like and what girls are like or friends, and they're like, I'm out.
Go have some fun.
Yeah,
because you didn't let them have their childhood. I get it. Okay.
So it's a fine line, double-edged sword, whatever you want to call it. But I think, a little bit of structure is good, but being a drill sergeant or taking the fun out of it at such a young age, I don't personally agree with that.
I get that. Yeah, you could definitely try. Like if you wanted to try the teaching or whatever, you could start over at the Pine Cone.
Yeah, there you
Bill
go.
would let you promote and have your little private event over to see if you want to go that direction, and we'll help promote it. But yeah. So where are we going? Where are we going with this? So life after GNCC, we talked about that. Is there anything else that we need to touch on?
Not much. I got something kind of cool. I actually, my buddy Dave Bradley, he was a snowcross mechanic in Team Ingalls in the Northeast. They're like a satellite factory supported ski-doo team. And one of their riders got hurt like 2 weeks before the season opener. And he's like, I got this kid that'll do it. Johnny will do it. And I got this sled. We built it in my basement.
They drag race those, by the way, too, at our tracks.
Yeah. I got a 600.
Yeah, they're bad.
Yeah, RS or whatever. Did the track. We were studding the track, and we had the studs in front of the paddles instead of behind them. So we had to redo it. Like, didn't know what I was doing. Never practiced on the sled. Had to show up at the first race. I remember pulling in. Dave, who was my mechanic and supposed to help me and kind of just like point me in the direction where to go. We were riding dirt bikes in the Cape. He snapped his tib and fib the week before the race. Couldn't even go to the race. Lost him. Showed up at the race. Tried to ride the sled around. I haven't raced the sled ever. I had trail sleds and stuff. Haven't even rode this race. I'm showing up to a racing the pro class at the Northeast Snowcross, and I pull in, and these guys are whacking like this 100-foot triple, and I'm like, whoa, I gotta hit that thing, and I didn't hit it Friday. I was like, no, I'm not hitting that. That's scary, and
You had to work your way into it.
yeah, Dave's friend calls me and goes, hey, I see your buddy out here. He's the only one out on the track with no orange on. You're supposed to wear like fluorescent orange, like vests and stuff. I just had like a black ski-doo jacket on.
So they're like, this guy definitely doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, so then I raced and first lap of the race, freaking whacked that triple, hit that corner and freaking pegged that thing wide open off the lip. And it was cool.
Did you land it?
Yeah, oh yeah, those sleds are cool, man.
Did it freak you out though?
It wasn't that bad. They fly much straighter than you would think, and their suspension's so good. They got like 5-6 foot deep freaking. You could park a minivan in those whoops, and you just hit those things pegged with that sled, and it absorbs it.
When did you ride this?
This was 2016, maybe.
Okay.
2000, yeah.
So a lot of people out there might not know you raced.
Yeah,
the sled.
I raced a half a season of snowcross, and then kind of folded because it was a lot for me. But yeah, I grabbed the podium, couple hole shots. I flipped over, went to Canada, and it was like negative 22 degrees when we were racing, and said, this ain't for me. I'm going to go to Florida and ride my dirt bike.
I don't blame you. I got some questions that I had Chat GPT give me for you at the end. It says, let's see. What's the hardest track you've ever raced, and what made it pure hell? What's the hardest track you've ever raced, and what made it pure hell?
All the GNCC. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not sure. I know a lot of people think that Florida's hard, but I grew up in the sand. But I would say physically demanding or having to dig deep and really, really just as deep as you've ever been, I would say Florida's one of those. Think about, I guess, sprinting as fast as you can. Basically like red line for 3 hours is basically how that race goes. It is absolutely gnarly. The whoops are huge. The sand is like no sand that you ever ridden before at any other motocross track or anywhere in Florida. The sand is just swallows you up. It's brutal. And I come from Southwick, and I'm a decent sand rider, but that track will make you rethink why you're riding a dirt bike when you're out there.
So what's training look like for you? Like, as far as I get you riding your bike, what a type of, like, a weight training, agility, balance, what type of workouts do you do? Or are you just like, hey, I'm a freak, I just ride my bike?
No, I do it all. I've
you have a trainer in that too? Or
I actually train with Jacob Fetty right now, but I've trained with Denise Hatch on the mental side of things, Power of the Mind. I don't know if you've heard of that, but I've trained with Steve Hatch, and I've trained with Steven Squire, that's down training at the Shoals right now. I've trained with Steve and Denise, Steven Squire. I've trained at Club MX, trained with Caleb Russell, a bunch of people. So I've seen a lot of ways to do it, in a lot of different ways and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's you're riding your bike, you're doing the gym work, trying to get stronger, and cycling or running or
you
all
just hit
different
a local
ways.
gym up down here when you're here?
Down here, I go to Planet Fitness. I have a little home gym in my basement at home in North Carolina, but down here I'll just hit the Planet Fitness.
I went to Planet Fitness. I just walked on the treadmill today for like a half a mile.
But we'll do like all sorts of dumbbell stuff, single leg squats, chest press, flies, front raises, shoulder presses, all sorts of stuff, core workouts.
Yeah, here's the next thing. It says mindset and mental toughness. You mentioned that. You did that with who'd you do that with? You said?
Yeah, I would get a hold if you guys are ever needing I guess just someone to talk to, or you want to show up at the race saying, hey, I'm going to win today, or you want to sit on the starting line and say, that's my turn, that's my first turn, I'm going to get there first, or just if you're not believing yourself or doubting yourself a little bit, Denise Hatch with Power of the Mind, She has a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge, and she works with a lot of top athletes, and not just motocross. Talking NBA players and a lot of people around the world. So I would hit her up if you're ever doubting yourself.
Yeah, I've heard of her. You know, what means something to you and what brings joy in your life now at the age you're at now? You have 2 kids, a wife. You're out here. You've accomplished a lot. You've already, you know, like you said, you've won the championships. You've won the J-Day, all that. What makes you happy now?
Yeah.
So sort of, have you thought about that? Like what?
I think obviously I want to race and reap the benefits of all the work that I've done and all the work I've put into trying to become a professional athlete over the years, and the years of struggling and getting my cards declined and just all the rough parts that no one sees. You know, everyone doubts you in the beginning of the journey, and then when you're at the podium, everyone's there to celebrate type deal. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm me and my close group are the only ones that have seen all the downfalls and the setbacks and the stuff like that. So, you know, just like, I don't know, you know, I want to race, but starting the next chapter, they say, you know, men are only happy if they're building something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know,
Got something they're looking forward to, a goal?
Yeah, or something that scares me.
And we have that transition point in each season of life.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm going through now. Like, I think you are too.
I want to do something that scares me, or I'm scared to do, or I'm not sure. And I think that would, you know, make me happy. And another thing is just seeing my kid just kick my ass as far as like accomplishments at
life.
What age and stuff. Like he was zooming around on that E2 at 2 years old with no training wheels. Like he was born to do it. And, you know, I was like a year and a half off probably starting with training wheels. And yeah, they have the electric bikes for kids now and stuff like that. But I thoroughly enjoy watching my kid and yeah, just want to see him and strive and be better than I was.
Exactly. That's sort of what brings joy and happiness to me is watching my son right now.
Yeah.
Playing basketball and you know, riding his dirt bike.
And if it doesn't want to ride dirt bikes, it's cool.
You know, I've had businesses and stuff, and just like owning the type of businesses I got now, it just doesn't bring, you know, joy and happiness to me like, you know, watching my son play a basketball game or riding a dirt bike. But I still got to support my family, so I'm trying to figure that out and sort of go a different direction. And I'm trying this media stuff, and hopefully this takes off because I love this. Yeah, it's like a goal I got to get to this level with my media.
Yeah, and you're working on it.
That's right. You're starting working at it, working on it, and you know, here we are doing an interview with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just sort of wanted to see how you felt, you know, what makes Johnny happy, and go from there. Do you think you'll own your own business soon?
Yeah, I think so.
I think, you know, you talked about that. I think that'd be a good route for you.
Yeah, and I still, obviously, I mean, winning races still makes me happy. I think it'd make anyone happy when you get that feeling of all the hard work paying off and the, you know, the paychecks coming in the bank and all that good stuff. But it's not doing the same thing it did for me before I had it or before I checked that accomplishment off the list. You know what I mean? And yes, I could, you know, chase more championships and stuff, and I will in the next, you know, 3 years to maybe more years.
Right.
But at the same time, it's I'm looking for that next chapter, that next feeling.
I get it. All right, so we've been here for quite some time. Is there any last words you want people to know about Johnny? Anything out there that you want to talk straight to the camera? This is who I am, what I'm about, what I believe in. How do you want people to know who Johnny Girroir is? Girroir, right?
Girroir, yeah.
Girroir. God, he's gonna kill me. My bad, dude. I'm sorry.
You're good. No, just I guess, you know, if you really want to accomplish a goal or a dream, don't let anyone tell you that you can't. Don't let any family members and friends and anyone that doesn't have the courage to do it themselves or I guess break those, you know, generational family chains, or, you know, just, you can do anything you want in life. So don't be afraid to take a different path, be different, you know, people will talk at first, and people will shoot you down and laugh at you, and then they'll be there celebrating when you win. So don't be afraid to do something different.
Cool last words. So any shout outs, anybody you want to shout out? Like, where can people follow you at? People that don't, I know you're famous.
Yeah.
But there's also other people out there that might not have followed you, or where can they follow you at?
Yeah, just Facebook and Instagram. Jonathan or Johnny Girroir on Facebook, and JG80 Ripa on Instagram. And it's kind of, I do it on Instagram and Facebook a little bit. I'm not really big on social media, but I try.
Yeah.
So.
And if they want to see you race, any GNCC event, you'll be at all of them, right?
Yeah.
And then
All the GNCCs and all the U.S. Sprint Enduros I'll be doing this year. And hopefully if I get picked here, I'll be going to Portugal at Team USA later this year too, to compete in the 6 days enduro.
Okay, yeah, you was getting ready to say something, but didn't you say something about the Olympics or something that we didn't mention that on the podcast?
Yeah, so that's...
we need to touch on that before we close out.
The International 6 Days Enduro, I've done it 4 times now. Americans have won it 3 times in history. They won it in 16, they won it in 19, and I was part of the team. We won it in 2023 in Argentina. So
it's an awesome accomplishment.
Yeah. And then I've been part of the team where we got smoked and got second or third by 10 minutes. So we did that in Argentina. I think we won by roughly 10 minutes. So it was a good week. But yeah, gotten a couple seconds, a couple podiums, gotten a second, third, first. So it's pretty cool. The International 6 Days Enduro is like Motocross the Nations. You guys probably know of that, or if not, it's like the Olympics of off-road. They'll pick 4 riders from each country, and you go to a random country. I've been to Spain, Argentina, Italy. It's in Portugal this year, and you compete for 6 days, riding a motorcycle about 7 to 8 hours a day, and it's a pretty gnarly event.
Awesome, man. Well, man, I'm glad I got the pleasure of meeting you today, and awesome that you took the time out to be on my podcast. I know your wife might be a little upset.
Yes.
But again, man, I really appreciate you coming on.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Nice meeting you.
And that's it for the Mike Chandler Show. I'm out, and Johnny is out.